Today we're going to talk about one of India's most incredible military minds, Lieutenant General Sagat Singh. Now here's a man whose entire career, his entire life, was really built on one simple but incredibly powerful idea: seeing a path forward where everyone else just saw a solid brick wall. This quote right here, this wasn't just some nice saying for him. This was his operating system. It was the very idea that would go on to literally reshape the map of South Asia. So to really understand the general, you gotta go back. You have to understand the young man. Let's dig into his early days and see exactly how this legendary career was forged. Coming from Rajasthan, Sagat Singh was, in a word, unyielding. He joined the Bikaner State Forces, not because it was just a job, but out of this deep, profound sense of duty. But it was World War II, out in the deserts of the Middle East, that he learned the lesson that would define him: that wars aren't just won with bullets and bombs. They're won with an iron will to lead, especially when everyone else has stopped. All right, let's jump forward to 1961. We're talking about the liberation of Goa. This is the moment where the Sagat style just explodes onto the scene, sending shockwaves through his own high command and just stunning the world. So, picture this. You're Sagat Singh, commanding the 50th Parachute Brigade. Your whole advance grinds to a halt because of a blown-up bridge. Your bosses, your superiors, they're all hesitating, telling you to be cautious. So what's the play? What do? He didn't wait. He didn't wait for new orders. He didn't wait for the engineers to show up. True to his nature, he saw that obstacle as an invitation for innovation. He just ordered his paratroopers to get in the water, wade across the rivers, and keep moving. And the sheer speed of it all, it caught the Portuguese forces completely and totally off guard. And right there, that action perfectly illustrates the birth of his signature doctrine. You can boil the Sagat style down to three things: move with blinding speed, hit with overwhelming force, and never, ever give the enemy a single moment to breathe or figure out what hit them. And that brings us to 1971, the Bangladesh Liberation War. This was it. This was the ultimate test of his career, a challenge so huge that pretty much every military expert out there thought it was flat out impossible. You see, the main enemy in this fight wasn't another army. It was geography itself. The mighty Meghna River, this vast, formidable wall of water, stood between Sagat Singh's Ivy Corps and the final objective, Dhaka. And conventional military wisdom? It was unanimous. That's how long they said it would take. Weeks. Weeks to haul up all the engineering gear, build bridges, and do a traditional, by-the-book river crossing. You know what that gives the enemy? Plenty of time to dig in and get ready for a very, very bloody fight. But Sagat Singh didn't see an obstacle. He saw something else entirely. As this slide puts it, he saw a highway. And that was his genius. He just completely reframed the problem. To him, the river wasn't a barrier you had to cross. It was an open road. You just needed the right kind of vehicle. His plan was just breathtakingly audacious. Step 1, grab every single Mi-4 helicopter you can find. Step 2, in one night, airlift thousands of your troops directly over the river, completely jumping over all their defenses. Step 3, set up a landing zone deep behind enemy lines. The results? Absolute chaos and a paralyzed enemy command caught in total, unbelievable surprise. And the result of that one brilliant, defiant decision, it was staggering. It didn't just win a battle, it ended a war and literally changed the map forever. I mean, can you just imagine the shock? The Pakistani High Command in Dhaka, they're getting ready for a siege they think is weeks away. They're convinced the Indian army is stuck on the far side of the Meghna. But in reality, thanks to that heli bridge, Sagat Singh's troops were already knocking on their front door. So what happens when your enemy just appears out of thin air and your entire front line has collapsed? The Pakistani army capitulated. The result is this number: 93,000. 93,000 soldiers surrendered. It was one of the largest military surrenders in modern history. And this is the ultimate point. You have to understand that this lightning victory, orchestrated by his absolute refusal to accept the word impossible, directly led to the creation of an independent nation, Bangladesh. But what happens to a man like this after the guns go silent? His service, his story, it didn't just stop with the victory parades in '71. In retirement, the general actually became a farmer in Jaipur. He traded his uniform for the soil, But that unyielding discipline and that deep love for his country, that never left him. He basically became a living library of courage, mentoring generations of new officers who would come to him seeking his wisdom. He finally passed away in 2001. These are his own words, and really, they perfectly sum up his entire life. For Sagat Singh, service wasn't some job you just retire from. It was who he was. It was a state of being that only ended when his heart stopped beating. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Sagat Singh's life is this incredible blueprint for leadership. It shows us that it really doesn't matter where you come from. What truly matters is having the vision, the grit, to see a path forward where everyone else is just staring at a wall. A man like General Sagat Singh never really leaves. He left behind this immortal legacy of courage, of unbelievable innovation, and just an unwavering will to win. He was, and he will always be, the man who taught an army and an entire nation how to fly.